Good evening and thanks for joining us. Add 1 and take away 2. That's the latest mass facing the inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. A day after the national inquiry announced a new executive director, it also announced 2 resignations. The news has left some families facing growing concerns. CTV's Sarah Plowman has more.
Sharing Bannock with elders helps Sue Caribou cope. This is her 7th Thanksgiving without her niece Tanya Nepanak. It's believed she was murdered. Her body was never found.
And I still don't understand it.
Next week, Caribou will share her niece's story at a community hearing in Winnipeg for the National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls. She has high hopes, but also growing concerns.
I get excited when it's time to have the hearings, and then disappointed when I hear there's staff stepping down.
The National Inquiry, that's already seen a string of departures, is now dealing with 2 more. In an online post Saturday night, the inquiry's chief commissioner announced the director of research, Amy Kraft, and its lead counsel, Susan Vella, are leaving. In the past year, about a dozen staff members have left the inquiry. There have been calls for the head commissioner to step down, and now calls for the Prime Minister to step in.
That the Prime Minister, who says he's the minister responsible for this national inquiry, has to step in now and figure out what's going on and admit that we do need a reset.
One fresh face did join the team Friday. Debbie Reed from Manitoba's Skownan First Nation is the new executive director. She's a former advisor to the Assembly of First Nations.
I hope that the inquiry will take a better turn.
Betty Rourke says she's seen the inquiry take a positive turn in recent weeks. At the beginning of the summer, the woman whose sister and daughter were murdered says she felt little support. But now she says a commissioner has been in frequent contact.
Because we can't please everybody. So I think that the best thing we need to do for us all to do is to work together.
Work that continues as families share their story at a community hearing next week. Sarah Plowman, CTV News, Winnipeg.